Lenita, nada, Lenita, nada, 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 Lenita, nada, Lenita! All right, guys, please excuse the poor attempt at singing there, but Lenita, that is the theme of winter 2015-2016, at least according to me here. Let's crack right into this forecast because that's what you came here for. So this is the current sea surface temperatures as of this recording in mid-August. You can see a nice little plume of cool air in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. Glad I said that right the first time there. But you can see this little plume here. That is our La Nina happening right now. It's rather weak. It's sputtering a lot. It's not doing much. But it is affecting our weather and could affect our weather this winter. I'll get into that in a second. And then you got a warm Gulf of Alaska. This is our Pacific Decadal Oscillation, PDO. It's been warm for a couple of years, and usually when it's warm, it makes our weather in the United States colder than the average. Last year it wasn't because we had a super Godzilla El Nino, according to the media hyping it up here. But we had a pretty crazy El Nino, we'll say that. What I've noticed is lately that the PDO has actually cooled a little bit. It's going to be a trend to watch. Some people actually think it's going to go negative this winter. It would have to cool quite a bit to do that, but it's going to be a close call, and I think that will be the big thing that if it changes, it will change the forecast in October when we release our final one. Here's a little zoomed in view of the La Nina. Nice little plume of cool air down there. Nothing terrible. It's only about a degree average, below average, to maybe 0.5. So it's a borderline La Nina. This is the Enzo for the past about 2 years. You can see that big old El Nino in the middle of 2015 into the winter of 2016 and 2015. And that really decreased throughout the spring and early summer. Now, as we get into July and August and September here, it's really leveled out, and it's stayed as a weak La Nina. Here's a zoomed-in view of this. This is in our Nino 3.4 quadrant. You can see that really since July, it's been below average sea surface temperatures, especially around now. And so we are in a La Nina right now. This is our PDO, and you can see, man, it's been positive since probably January 2014 for the most part. And it's been very positive since then. And this has affected our weather and will continue to. Now, the question is, will it stay positive? I think it will. Some others don't think it will. We'll see what happens. This is our computer models. This is a little graph of a lot of the different computer models plotted onto a graph. And this goes out through, I believe, actually goes past 2017. So our winter, it's actually forecasting, most of the models are forecasting 0.5 to about a degree below average. Boy, I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few at that 0.5, maybe even several above the 0.5 degree mark below average, which would indicate a Lenita or a very borderline La Nina. So I don't think the La Nina, if it occurs, is going to be overly strong, and it's going to not really impact the weather too much. I think we're going to be closer to a Lenita, just a neutral winter, that is. Here's a typical pattern for El Nino and La Nina. El Nino, your jet stream, your polar jet stream is diverted way to the north. You get a lot of warm air in the northern United States, and then you get some wet conditions in the southern United States. Usually end up dry in the Ohio Valley. And last winter, it was kind of like that, except the southern U.S., southwestern U.S. wasn't all that wet. The central and southeastern, southern U.S. was pretty wet last winter, especially the central. The central U.S. was a lot more wet than average. It ended up, I think, pretty dry out there in the Ohio Valley, but it was for sure warm in the northern U.S., and in fact, much of the U.S. was warmer than average last winter. But our focus shifts to good old La Nina here, where you get a blocking high pressure out in the Gulf of Alaska. The jet stream gets diverted to the south, and a lot of cold air comes with it for the northern, central, and eastern United States. This brings clippers, and it pulls up lows from the southwest and really hammers the Ohio Valley and sometimes the east coast of the United States, usually, with warm and dry conditions under that. But I think it'll be a little bit different than what that shows. These are some of the analogs that I think this year will play out. We've got 1958, 1959, 83, 84, 85, 86, 13, 14, and 14, 15. That's how this winter could end up, with a warm western United States and a colder than average, pretty much all of everything east of the Rockies cooler than average, with the exception of the southeastern United States. That looks pretty good. So putting this whole shebang together, we've got colder than average temperatures east of the Rockies, brutal cold up in the northern United States out to the Ohio Valley, warmer and drier than average in the southwestern United States. You're going to have some moist and average to slightly above average temperatures in the northwestern United States. Could get a little more snow than average up there. And you're going to get cold and snowy central and eastern United States with our winter jackpot, our winter jackpot 2000, if you will. That's going to be the Ohio Valley. They're going to score this year a lot, in my opinion. And parts of the inland parts of the northeastern United States. I think as you get towards the coast, the snow amounts and the cold weather is going to drop off significantly. But I still think it's going to remain below average temperatures and above average precipitation for much of the northeastern United States. Here's how temperatures look. Warmer than average, west coast, southwestern United States especially. Below average for much of the areas east of the Rockies except the southeastern United States. Much below average in the Ohio Valley. Precipitation and snowfall above average northwestern United States, below average for much of the southern third of the United States, and above average snowfall and precipitation from the central U.S. to the Ohio Valley up to the northeastern United States, with the Ohio Valley scoring big this winter. You're going to get clippers that ride down into the northern plains and in the Ohio Valley, and you're also going to get southwest lows that I think are going to consistently track through Oklahoma, out to the middle Tennessee Valley, and maybe even up into the northeast. And I think there's going to be some nor'easters this year. But I think most of the snow will be inland northeastern United States out to the Ohio Valley. So that concludes the old winter forecast 2016-2017. This is a preliminary forecast, so use this information responsibly, but don't be afraid to share it. Now you're probably wondering, why did I release this so early? Well, there's a few different reasons. Number one, since you're probably a friend of mine on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, you get inside access, okay? So I'm going to lay it out how it is. I'm going to tell you when stuff looks to be happening, where it's going to be happening. I'm going to release it earlier. I'm not the news, so you guys get stuff early with me. Now, the other reason is because I'm actually releasing my super winter forecast on October 25th. And with that, you get regional updates, you get more detailed analysis, and an updated version of the winter forecast. There's also going to be a bonus tutorial called what I'm going to call my winter forecasting playbook. Okay, and you're going to be able to use this little tutorial and predict winter storms, even if you're a total beginner. Okay, you're going to be able to know where winter storms are going to be. I made this very easy, very simple, and you can learn it under a half hour. So with those two things, how do you get them? Well, hey, go below this video and find the link. Enter your region, enter your email, tell me where to send it, and I will send it to you on October 25th, 2016. My official winter forecast won't be out till November 1st, and it won't include the tutorial and won't include the old regional views. But because you're my friend, I'll send it to you. I'll send you some updates on that. So you'll be able to plan a week ahead, because it could be snowing already in early November. You'll be able to plan a week ahead, and you'll be able to get your forecasting game to the next level. But just do me a favor and don't abuse this newly found forecasting powers to freak people out with your weather models and stuff. But this is just tools in your toolbox you can use to help your weather forecasting knowledge grow. And so go ahead and go below, enter your email, and enter your region. Tell me where to send it. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting more updates and forecasting tutorials on this channel. And follow me below on Facebook if you haven't already. I post some more updates on there as well. So go ahead and sign up. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you soon.